Hi, everyone. My name is Haikun Zhan, and I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Melbourne. Today, I'm going to talk about my job market paper titled Central Administration and the Rise of Local Institutions, Evidence from Imperial China. Local institutions are organized with rules and norms which are created and enforced by social groups rather than the state in the local regions. They play a vital role in local regions, not only in terms of influencing norms and rules, they often play an important role in local public goods provision as well. These local institutions overcome what economists often consider as problems of achieving collective actions, and they enjoy the benefits of cooperative solution. The question is, what fosters this local cooperation and incentivizes the establishment of local institutions? Understanding this question is important because these local institutions shape individuals' beliefs and affect social norms, and therefore might have long-term implications for economic and social development. One explanation is the central state administration. However, this is also theoretically ambiguous. Some scholars believe that state administration will crown out the development of local institutions. In other words, state and local are substitutes. On the other hand, some others believe that state administration can crown in local institutions. In other words, this relationship can be complementary. In a recent study by Edgemogul and Robinson, they built a model to illustrate this relationship can indeed be ambiguous, and it depends on the initial circumstances. This paper studies whether central administration can affect the development of local institutions. To the best of my knowledge, my paper is the first to investigate this question empirically. I used regime switches in Imperial China over 1,000 years as a natural laboratory to explore this question. Specifically, I measure local institutions using powerful clans in Imperial China. That is, clans with communal land to provide a source of funding for public goods provision. How do I measure the strength of central administration in local areas? I use proximities to provincial capitals. The variation comes from in each regime due to different political and military concerns, provincial boundaries were rejoined and provincial capital were relocated. Essentially, I'm exploring, for example, this green color local prefecture here. It was close to the provincial capital in the first dynasty, shown on the left panel here, and therefore state had a relatively strong state administrative capacity in this area. However, in the next dynasty, due to the change in the provincial boundaries and relocation of provincial capitals, this prefecture was far away from its provincial capital, shown on the right panel here. Thus, state had weaker state administrative capacity in this area in this dynasty. I explored this variation to study how it could affect the local institution establishment, which is measured by powerful clan, as I previously mentioned. I find that local institutions flourished at places where state administrative capacity is stronger. In other words, powerful clans are more prevalent closer to provincial capitals. This result is robust when I control for population densities. I argue that state co-option might be the driving force, but selective migration and clan competition cannot explain this result. Now, knowing that in regions where central administrative capacity is stronger, there were more local institutions which provided many local public goods. Would state compensate regions with weaker state administrative capacities by providing more public goods directly? And I don't find this effect. This illustrates a potentially important development issues. Places with weak centralized state lack both direct public goods provision from the state and local institutions to coordinate public goods provision and social capital formation. And this might have long-term implications. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, or you can access the paper from my website.